This is Friday's Flavor, a show about entrepreneurship in New York. Every Friday, I interview a different business owner or not for profit. We talk about what inspired them, what challenges they faced, and their number one tips and tools to doing business in the Big Apple. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that notification bell. Happy Friday.
Friday's Flavor, everybody. It's your girl JoJo coming at you from Schenectady, New York. Every Friday, we interview a new, unique business owner or non-for-profit, and these incredibly talented folks enlighten us on what inspired them to start their venture into entrepreneurship, and they shed light on to doing business in the state that everyone loves the most, New York. So today I am very, very happy to introduce you all to Tahnya Brown of Phoenix and Maven Consulting. But she doesn't just do that. She's got a little extra up her sleeve. So thank you for coming on, Tahnya.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I know, absolutely. You know, I'm all about supporting local and highlighting local and talking about it. I know you are too. And so I think my first question is, why the name Phoenix and Maven?
That's a really great question, Jolene. So yeah, Phoenix and Maven is a consulting firm, first and foremost. And the name Phoenix and Maven actually came from just me wanting to help other women rise up. And we all know the story of the Phoenix. The Phoenix, dies to be reborn, and that's the Phoenix part. And the Maven is an expert in all she does. So I help women rise up, and I'm an expert in doing that. So that's where Phoenix and Maven Consulting, the name came from. And it's funny. I at one point I was a little itchy about just working with women, but bottom line, I unapologetically do it now. It's just, I work primarily with women and helping them rise up in their organizations, if they're an entrepreneur, helping them to grow their business, health and wellness. It could go to run the gamut. So.
Yeah, so you don't just consult in business and life, in careers, it's health as well. You have you're also a physical trainer, right?
I am a certified personal trainer. And, again, it goes back to really helping the holistic woman. It's every piece of what we go through, not just one specific area, because I think that we need a one-stop shop.
Yes, help the whole lady, not just one piece at a time. Right. I love that. I love that approach. And oftentimes, you don't really want to get like a coach for personal training, a coach for this, a coach for that. And you need help. And so what you end up doing is not getting any help at all.
Yes, you get stuck. Absolutely.
So you kind of do all of it, which I love. And then, what makes Phoenix and Maven Consulting a little bit different?
So one of the things that came out of Phoenix and Maven, so we, again, first and foremost, are a consulting firm, and we do customer relationship management with businesses. But the other side of that, what was born out of Phoenix and Maven, it rose from the ashes, just like I did, was the We Will Network. We Will is actually an acronym, and it stands for Women Encouraging Women in Life and Leadership. And the purpose of the We Will Network is exactly that. It's to help women to, like I said, to rise up. But the differentiator with We Will is I didn't want to just create a company where money was just going into my pocket. I'm all about helping the community and helping other women find resources so that they can be successful, however that looks to them. So with the We Will Network, what we do is 1% of all of the profits go to a nonprofit. We pick a nonprofit every year, and 1% of our annual profits will go to a nonprofit that supports other women. In addition to that, we have set up an education fund where 1%, another 1% on top of that first 1% will go into this fund, and hopefully we'll get some donations and things too to help women with their education. And it does not matter what they want to do in terms of education. It's not just STEM, and it's not just, one particular area. It's just helping to educate so that women can then grow in whatever it is that their genius is, and then help positively impact the world.
I love that. Oh, what non-for-profit are you guys giving back to this year?
So this year it's all about Mom Starts Here, which is a local organization in Troy, New York. And what they do is they help single parents, it's mostly mothers, but single parents who have children under the age of 3 find resources. They provide diapers, they provide strollers, they provide pack and plays, just resources to moms, helping them navigate government resources and things of that nature. Just a wonderful, wonderful organization that has, I think to date, this year, they've helped over 100 families.
What an amazing initiative. And there's such a need for that. I mean, I almost want to say, especially in the capital region, but I mean, I would certainly say probably, nationwide, there's a huge need for that support system for, especially women after giving birth, because you can tout being pro-life and wanting to support, that entire initiative, but it's another thing to put your money where your mouth is and do something for that community, as well. So I absolutely applaud Mom Starts here. I think that's fabulous.
I mean, I remember I was a single mom, and I remember trying to decide, do I pay my rent or do I buy food? And this is, way back when, before the computers and the internet and the WWW were there, right? But trying to figure out, where do I pay my rent or do I go get food? And I had no clue that there was any such thing as a food bank. I had no idea. I didn't know I could go get food from a church. I had no idea. And I remember one day sitting in my car and saying to myself, I wish there was somebody that could help me with this.
Wow.
And maybe there were back then. This was the 90s. And there just was, I had nobody to go to. So, when I think about where I was, that's really where, my heart is other women that are going through the same thing. There is so much out there. There are organizations that people don't even know exist. And just being that connector, which is what Mom Starts Here is what's near and dear to my heart. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. You told me about that the other day, and I went and looked it up, and I was just like, yes, all of this.
Yes.
Yes. That's amazing. And for the We Will Network, it stands for Women Empowering Women in
Life and Leadership.
Life and Leadership. Now, is that exclusively a Facebook group currently?
Currently, yes, it is a Facebook group. Yep.
Cool.
34 members currently. And it literally just started a couple months ago, which is so exciting.
Oh, wow.
And I don't even think, maybe 6 weeks ago, I don't even think it's a couple of months. But yeah, big following and that's what it is. It's all about encouraging one another. And I think that if we support one another and we create a network of women that really band together and utilize their strengths and their talents, I mean, we could have such an impact when we start doing stuff together. Girls rock. We get it done.
Absolutely, 1,000% of the time.
Get it done.
Yeah. That should have been a female who said that. That should be recoined for women, because we actually do get it done.
Absolutely.
Took all the Southern off that. Sorry, Larry the Cable Guy. I ruined that one for you. My B.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. We know what it means.
You're just, every time I talk to you, you make me feel like so positive, and I feel like everything about you is super positive. For everybody's to know how to know who, blah, I'm going to start training with her on Friday, and I'm super stoked about it. So stoked I don't speak English or Spanish, which I should.
Well, and you know what? And it's funny that you say that, because that, to me, one of the things that we as women don't do is take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Some of us do, but I have not. I have been an executive coach, a professional certified coach for 4 or 5 years. And every woman I talk to, health and wellness is at the bottom of the list. Everybody wants to improve their health and wellness. And when you really look at the why, it's because I feel fat, or I feel, it just different reasons, or I'm stressed, or I just can't get up in the morning. The bottom line is, and this is where the life and the leadership comes from, you cannot lead yourself or anybody else if you are not well.
Yeah.
So the We Will Network and the basis for the group and everything else that comes with it is the fact that we have got to be a little selfish as women. We've got to learn how to be a little selfish and be okay with it. Because if we don't take care of me, we can't take care of we. Bottom line. So, that's where that health and wellness side comes into it. And it's very, very important to make sure that we're practicing self-care before we try to do anything for anybody else.
And it's important, I think, for a woman who has made that decision to have an experienced accountability partner. And there's a difference between having your friends be your accountability partner and a personal trainer or you be your accountability partner. And I'll tell you why. You are going to check on me. You are going to make sure that I follow through with my plan. Whereas, you know, I've had friends be accountability partners in the past, and I ain't hating on y'all girls. Okay. This ain't me hating on you. Don't take it personally. They don't watch my show. They don't watch my show. My friends don't care about me. No, I'm just kidding. You know, my friends as accountability partners are imperfect. And that's not their fault. They're not personal trainers. They're not coaches. They don't have maybe always have the best advice for me. They aren't necessarily the, you know, the person to go to with questions that you might want to be able to ask somebody. And then when it comes to like checking in, you know, I was at one point, you know, because I've been back and forth with I've got like 40 or 50 pounds to lose. I know y'all can't tell because I record from here up, but I have, you know, about 40 or 50 pounds to get back to my pre-last baby weight. She's 7, by the way, guys. My pre-last baby weight, and I've just been struggling, and I go up and down and up and down. I'll drop most of it and then go right back up. And you know, when I try to get accountability partners in with me on it, I don't know, it's me too. I can't blame them, but like, we don't keep up on each other the way that we should. Like, we'll be good. We'll be all in for like 2 weeks. And then as soon as I fall off, they fall off, I fall off.
Mm-hmm.
When you do it with a personal trainer, when you have a health coach, when you have a life coach, even when you're doing your goals with your life coach, you're going to be held accountable to completing those goals. They're no longer just wishes that are on a piece of paper. You know, they're things that you are going to have somebody follow up with you on. There's going to be a phone call at the end of the week where, hey, did you do what you were supposed to do? We talked about this. Are we staying on track?
Mm-hmm.
And that's invaluable. When you know, that's the big key difference between, for me, long-term success and not, because I really am at that point right now where I'm like, I just need to push hard for like 6 months to a year with the right kind of support and help. And then I'm going to be there. I'm going to get there, and I will not go back.
You absolutely will. And anybody can. You know, I think that the biggest thing there, though, that you said in terms of some of the inconsistency is it's about creating habits for you. And what does success look like to you? It's different for you than it is for a friend, for example, like you were saying. Like, your friend who may have been your accountability partner, maybe she only wants to lose 5 pounds. And you know what? In 2 weeks, you can do that. And guess what? She's going to drop down. She's going to be like, bye.
Done.
God, I'm done. You need 20. I hit my goal. What do I need to do for anymore? Right. So it really is. It's more about looking at the individual, but also, and you know, we all know Simon Sinek, you got to know your why. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for your kids? Are you doing it for your health? Are you doing it because you're hurt all over the place? You know, my specialty is corrective exercise, specifically with women. I'm not necessarily working with, I mean, I was an athlete way back when, but I'm not anymore. And my body doesn't do the same things that it used to do. None of ours do. You have a baby, things change, right? And so I like to work with women that, from the health and fitness perspective, that are really looking to create good habits. You don't necessarily have to be, you know, what you were in. First of all, you're probably not going to get back to where you were in high school, and that's okay, because our bodies change. And it's a matter of, you know, when you combine the coaching with the training, a coach can get really deep into where's that why, and then help you set your specific goals for what the future looks like. And in addition to that, hold you accountable. But then you add on the training to it, and you've got an expert that can tell you what kind of exercises you can do, especially from a corrective perspective. If you're hunching over your desk all day like this, I'm going to look at you and go, how do we do this?
Watch me just set myself right straight back up when you said that.
You're accountable. See that?
I was literally like this, leaning in to stare at you like a creeper.
But that's what happens. And there's certain muscle imbalances that happen because of that. So again, it's somebody and I'll say this to anybody listening to this, you find a trainer that is going to look at and assess your body in a way that is specific to you and what you need. Because bottom line is, and not that there's a lot of in-home stuff going on right now because of COVID. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, I'm bottom line, if you're moving 30 minutes a day, you're doing what you got to be doing. But there's a little danger in that, because if you don't know what you're doing and you overdo it, you're going to hurt yourself. And then what's going to happen? You're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So find yourself somebody that knows what they're doing and can give you some personalized help. That's what the gyms were for, right? And unfortunately right now they're not open, or maybe they are, but good luck with finding somebody. So be very careful. I'm going to just put that disclaimer out there. And I mean, I just was texting back and forth with some of my friends. They were talking about how much water they should be drinking. They're like, I should drink a gallon of water. I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, that's a good thing, but if you aim for a gallon and you don't get there, you're never going to do it. Right. So again, that goes back to the why and the coaching and the help and how it all, we got to look at the whole woman.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to achieve.
Mental, physical, spiritual, the whole kit. And there's a whole lot of women in every woman that I know. So that's amazing. I love your approach. I just heard Whitney Houston
and Shaka Khan. I'm every woman.
I'm so glad that I bring music to your ears.
You do, Jillian.
That's so funny. I'm so weird. I don't even care. So where do you see the future of your business going?
Oh, I see a retreat space. That's what I see. Ooh. I see a very large hotel or something that I buy at some point. So if there's anybody out there that wants to give me some funding, once we're past all this crazy with, with this pandemic, but I see a retreat space for women. I see a space where women can gather and address the whole woman. And it goes from everything from faith, finances, family, fitness. Again, the holistic woman. If you're having trouble with your finances, you've got somebody to go to. If you want to focus on fitness, if you want to focus on the whole person, that takes probably a year. If you're looking that deeply into personal development, somewhere where they can go to get a kickstart and then have the supports that they need once they leave.
That's awesome. That's going to be so awesome. Yeah. Anybody want to give her a hotel? That'd be great.
It's all about, and we'll donate back. Anything that comes in.
There's organizations there are investors out there right now who are, it's tough to ask for investors right now, but there are active investors right now in things, especially like this. I feel like people are far more aware of the female human condition than they ever have been in history, and that they're more compassionate to that than they have been ever in history.
We need to change the face, Jillian. That's the bottom line. And just to end that thought too, we're working from home now. That's another piece of this. And as women, again, we're juggling stuff. This is a different time for us, but it is our time to rise up. And we need to be able to do so in a way that we're not feeling like we're judged or feeling like we can't do it, because we can.
Absolutely. I agree.
And guess what? We will.
We will. Network.
We will.
Love you. And very last question for you, Tahnya. What is your number one piece of advice for a hopeful entrepreneur out there listening to the show right now?
Don't give up. Keep on trucking. Even though you have a bad day, you're gonna have adversity. You just have to persevere. Keep on going. Find like-minded people and do what you do best, because you have a genius zone and you need to do it.
I love that, genius zone. I've heard you say that a couple times, and I love that. And your advice is great. In the famous words of Joe Dirt, keep on keeping on, man.
Right.
Oh man, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Tahnya. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me and with all of the Fridays Flavors fans out there. I really appreciate you. God bless you, and you have a great rest of your week.
You too, Jolene. Thank you so much.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Bye-bye.